Okay, now it is working. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. My camera froze for a minute and I was going to get out of the application and then retry. But alhamdulillah, it's good. It is October the 15th, a little bit before midnight, where I'm at. And I just wanted to some thoughts that I wanted to bring to your attention. It's about this time about Medicare and the struggle between the state and the federal government. That I don't know how long it's been, but the state now is taking everything. So Medicare is a Social Security Administration for disabled and Social Security recipients. And I thought every time I call the Medicare number that I'm talking to the federal branch, the Social Security Administration, actually. Well, it is not. It's like everything else. It goes right to the state. And it seems that the federal government allocated everything, all these programs. I don't know how many years ago, but this started way, like approximately maybe 20 years ago, when the child support, the disbursement unit of the child support was handled by the state instead of the federal government. And I think everything else got transferred to the state. So all these programs, the federal government is just give them the money or whatever, and then the state administrate it and manage it and everything else. And that's why you cannot file in a federal court against the state, because everything goes to the state. Doesn't matter what, who, it's just to be switched back to the state. And the federal government, when you call like the 202, which Washington D.C., most of the federal government, then they they route the call to the state capital, which is Sacramento or San Francisco, whatever the office or the department headquarters located. Now, as you know, I've been raising hell about not my, forget about me. Wallahi, forget about me, because I care less. Sleeping, you know, I'm managing whatever I get. The the other stuff is getting lighter, because now I've been a parent, I've been a father for most of my children. So that took a big load of my soul. We're in a very good terms, at least, you know, my daughters and my sons, except the little ones, we know that, but they, you know, they care. They call me, they check on me, and they care. They know that, all the things that was said and all the things that took place. It has, tried to assassinate my character to my own children, and to victimize them as they do in the masses, everybody else. There's just, of course, a Muslim activist is you know, a big target. Everybody wants to, how dare he do that. How dare you don't pledge the legion of whatever, and you say La ilaha illallah Muhammadun Rasulullah, and you take your children to Islamic school or to the mosque, or tell them to love other people and give and be kind. And this doesn't go well with, just like to teach everybody hate, especially they target the children from the get-go, you know, raise them on evil and hatred. But anyway, to use them, of course, we know that. Now, I called many times, when I found out about Cover California and how they taken everything and pushing the recipients and to the gutter and keep the money and keeping them as all the fraud that the state is committing against the vast majority of people, and infecting them with all this, and it's unbelievable. So it's obvious it is not heading anymore, and the federal government has to answer. Has to answer. You already filed a complaint, and I filed a lawsuit, but it went again to California District, 7th District Court, and they laugh at me. They send me, they were laughing. They were laughing. How dare you? Who you think you are? But anyway, I already talked about that. Now, what's alarming is that everything is corrupted to the gills, and the American people, legal or illegal, as they call them, people that they live in the soil on the top or in the United States of America, everywhere, are victimized as any war zone area victimized. Similar crimes are committed against the American people here. A lot worse. Why is it a lot worse? Because we become trained to live that way and think that this state has a right to do that to us. Uh, that's why. At least the other places, it's a war zone, and people trying to struggle. But here, it is done, and the numbers are staggering. You go anywhere, and you see it, and people are just kept like the refugees, anywhere. Kept, to be revolving funds creating, for the counties, the state, and now the federal government. Federal government, they don't think that people have the right to of anything, anything. You want to take every penny from, you know, doesn't matter. And in the process, you creating the funds as being an account, of course, and we talked about tickets and tax and interest and late payments and non-sufficient fund, everything, and professional hacking and the devices and iPod and apps and this and that. Everybody now, it's like I said before, cars were too expensive, but now iPhones and Windows and all this music, take it wherever you go and bank online and anything that now you want to do is just to go online and do it. Yeah, apply online. Oh yeah, go .com and .gov and .org and .confused and .fraud. And unfortunately, the places that is supposed to be uh, watching out for people, they just profiteers. They just again, it's like very much indeed like the governments that they put everywhere, and they pay them to enslave people and keep them status quo, and to be a colony without having to pay the hefty price of colonizing. You just do it for them, and it's done everywhere. Now, what other thing I wanted to talk about, that there is a lot of liquor stores and businesses and people getting, you know, robbed and shots and everything, mostly from the Arabic community, Muslim community. Well, what do you expect? You know, you're taking a number, you go in there and ripping people off, selling them liquors, and and doing all, being there, and you want it to be la hawla wa la quwwata illa billah, and your kids, because this is not what we are, what we've been created for, especially someone with deen Allah, deen Allah, that we were sent to وإن حكمتم بين الناس فاحكموا بالعدل كنتم خير أمة أخرجت للناس تأمرون بالمعروف وتنهون عن المنكر وتؤمنون بالله وإن مكناهم في الأرض أقاموا الصلاة وآتوا الزكاة وأمروا بالمعروف ونهوا عن المنكر. Come on, guys. What is so difficult to understand? Not only that, but we are picking with each other and criticizing each other for the sole purpose of pennies. Pennies. Let's look at ourselves, and before we go and try to have an open house and a closed house and a burn house and kharab al house, let's be a role model. Let's do this work in ourselves first before we do this. We are not, we're slave traders. لا حول ولا قوة إلا بالله. We and I don't understand where are the Salaf Salih? Where is the Izzah? Where is the Majd? Where is the people that their life is for إعلاء كلمة الله سبحانه وتعالى? There is nothing else in their agenda but إعلاء كلمة الله سبحانه وتعالى. لا حول ولا قوة إلا بالله. Anyway, this is the two things that I wanted to talk about, because we have to sit back, everyone, not only Muslim, we all as human mankind, children of Adam alayhi salam, we have to sit back and we have to think for a minute. We have to think and please do the right thing yourself. Don't sit there and be busy criticizing the other person. He does that and he doesn't do this, and she did that and he didn't do that, and he did it. No, let's start with ourselves. Let's do what is right, and everything else is going to fall in place. Wallahi, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala la yudi'u ajra man ahsana amala. Okay, so let's do this, because we're gonna be asked individually. There's no There is no second chance. There is no pulling a fast one. There is no lying. There is no shafa'at. There is nothing. No one. Only us with our deeds. La hawla wa la quwwata illa billah. Anyway, I just wanted to bring this to the attention. And for the federal government, or even the state, let's, it's a lot more profitable if we do it right. If we do it right and take care of our youth and our elderly and our vets, Vietnam and Gulf War and all, if we take care of our communities, and spend the money in the right place, invest the money, wallahi, invest the money, and we're gonna be the greatest, the, social texture of the society is very important. If we have a falling empire within, inside all these illnesses and sickness and diseases and shortcoming and all these problems that we have in, how are we gonna go and take our strength and take these beautiful things that we wanted to give, democracy, whatever you call it, to other nations? How are we going to be in the lead if we are ourselves uh, ill within the empire itself? Okay, so this thing, and I'm not saying I know it all, but read the Quran, read the Quran. Anybody read the Quran, and you will get the answers how to live and live good and earn the hereafter. Uh, okay, and Imam, I just learned that from Sheikh Kishk rahimahullah, that anybody that been in charge of 10 people consider the Imam. So Imamun Adil or Imamun Jair is going to be a person that been in responsible about 10 people. So you could be a father, you could be a small business owner, you could be a leader in some gathering or community. This is the imam. So it's not only presidents and kings and the pharaohs of the land. No, it is each of us that has that people depending on him, or being responsible about a small group of people. أقول قولي هذا وأستغفر الله لي ولكم والسلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.